Welcome to my first ever craft video on teacups and biscuits. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet, so just bear with me as I try to work all this out. This is the crazy daisy maker that my friends gave to me, and I actually thought it was the rusted out lid of a teapot. Except that when you turn the handle, these spokes come out, and I didn't really know what a teapot would do with these spokes, but we found out through some very clever person on the blogosphere. The internet is a very knowledgeable place. Someone informed me that this is a crazy daisy maker, so I started searching on the internet to find out what it actually does. Now, it's very simple what it does. It makes little flowers like these. Or these. And this is a little brooch that I made from these flowers, and actually I think I might even do a little video of how to put these together. I've used, don't look at the back, it's not that neat, but I used pardon me, I used a needle felting tool to actually put that together, so I didn't have to do much more than a few stitches to put the flowers onto the backing. So I might sort of just show you how to use a needle felting tool, okay, in a future video if this one's successful. And this is one here that I did, and then I crocheted around it to make it into a hexagon. Okay, so what we're going to do here, holding the yarn there with your thumb, you wrap from right to left at the top spoke, and on the opposite spoke right to left. So it's the 12 o'clock and the 6 o'clock. You're going to do that one. Right to left, right to left. Then I move it one spoke to the left, so that the one I'm going to work on is always at 12 o'clock. It's just easier to know which one you're actually wrapping because it's always opposite you. So, right to left, right to left. Making sure you're not pulling too tightly. Remember what I told you about having to cut them off. So you would continue all the way around, but what you can actually do is, and depending on the size of your loom, you can, and the thickness of your yarn, you can actually wrap it around a few times, depending if you want to have, you know, like a thinner flower or a thicker flower. These ones have been wrapped 3 times, and actually, I think they've been wrapped 4 times, sorry. These ones have been wrapped 4 times. These ones have been wrapped twice. So you can experiment with the amount of wraps, the size of your loom, and how thick the yarn is. But with these ones, I'm going to wrap this around twice. So that's 1, 2. Turn the next spoke to 12 o'clock. 1, 2. Turn the next spoke to 12 o'clock. 1, 2, and I'm keeping in mind to keep this tension quite loose. 1, 2, 1, 2. Always from right to left. 1, 2. Okay. That's as complicated as it gets. Well, actually, no, it does get a bit more complicated. If you type in Crazy Daisy Winder or Maker into Google, you'll find sites that are dedicated to making these types of things. And they do get quite fancy with their centres or how many layers and all sorts of things that they do with them. But with this particular winder, I think it's best to keep it simple and go and get yourself one of the ones with the hollow centre if you want to get more complicated. Okay, so now I'm going to... Now, for most of the ones I've done here, I've changed colour for the centre. So you would just cut off your yarn, just do a few stitches to hold it, thread the new yarn, join it in, and we'll do the centre. But just for the ease of showing you this, I'm going to just stick with the same colour. So I'll just give myself enough yarn to make sure that I can go all the way around. Okay, darning needle. and I would just do a little stitch. Now, by the way, this is the back of the work, okay? So I'll just do a little stitch just to hold that in place there. Now, to do the centre, you work with 4 of these petals at a time. So you would put, so the first one, we've got to do 13 of these stitches around. So for the first stitch, you put your needle underneath the first petal, you count 4 petals, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, and that's where you bring the darning needle back out and pull that through. So that's your first stitch. Now we're going to turn this around, we're working around anti-clockwise. So you've always got to, as I said, you're working with 4 petals at a time. So the second stitch, here's your yarn here, so you would count 3 petals, put your needle under, and come out at the 4th. So you can see that there, you're counting 3 petals from your yarn, 1, 2, 3, put your needle in, but you come out under the 4th. I don't know if you can see that, is that easier for you to see there? Pull it through, so that was stitch number 2. And you continue all the way around. So there's your yarn, 3 stitches there, to the 3 petals to the right, put your needle under, go underneath 4 petals, and come out. And you can see you're going to be incorporating that loose thread there that we'll be able to just cut off at the end. So that was 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, and then you would just do a few holding stitches to keep it in place. Cut off your yarn. And then comes the moment of truth. Now we are going to turn the spokes, which, as I said, I might have been a little bit tight there. Okay, turn the spokes and out pops your flower. Now with my one, it tends to stick a little bit because it's a bit rusty. If you have a newer one, it wouldn't do that. Okay, so there's the back and there's the front. So one of the really good ideas that I've seen on the internet for these is to use it in wrapping up presents, you know, for packaging, because you can make some beautiful flowers out of raffia or ribbon or any material really. You're not stuck to wool or yarn. So have fun.